This week on Race for the Roster, one of Canada's goalkeepers finds a new home. But is that enough to lock him into the #1 spot? Welcome along to Race for the Roster for the final time in 2025. Luke Whelm alongside Steven Caldwell, as Stevie has the weekly task of predicting Canada's squad for the World Cup next summer, and also the starting 11 that Jesse Marsch will pick for the opening game. So let's look at how it finishes for 2025. Next time we look at Stevie's projected 11, it will be a World Cup year. So here's how he leaves 2025, and this is the 26 for 26, representing Canada at the World Cup next summer. 4 places up for grabs, including that #1 goalkeeper jersey. And that brings us to this week's headlines. And Dayne St is reportedly nearing a deal to join Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. The deal is not done yet, but St is said to be choosing Miami. Now it's become clear that he would be their starter. It's been confirmed he's leaving his current club, Minnesota. Elsewhere, Jaden Nelson has been traded to Austin. The Whitecaps receiving over $1 million in general allocation money and a first-round draft pick for Nelson. More goals for Promise David as he scores again in the Belgian League. He's Canada's top scorer in Europe this season with 12 goals in all competition. And Jonathan David has been named Canada's Men's Player of the Year. It's the second consecutive year that David has won the award, the third time overall. Stevie's favourite defender, Luc de Fougerolles, was named Canada's Young Player of the Year. Oh, look of pride from Steven Caldwell as he sees his #1.
A deserved honour for Luc de Fougerolles.
Young Player of the Year for Luc de Fougerolles as we see what happens with him heading towards the World Cup. What about Dayne St? And does a move to Inter Miami, the current MLS Cup winners, the team that is laden with talent, give him more of an opportunity now to lock in that #1 spot for Canada?
Yeah, I would say so. They're the biggest club in MLS, aren't they? And, you know, there were some expectations that Dayne St might go to Europe, but after deciding to stay, or what it seems like to stay with Miami, not confirmed, it's a big move. It puts him in that shop window, the forefront of North American football, let's be honest. So what a place to go. He's going to have high-profile games every single week. Wherever Messi and Miami go is a lot of fanfare. So he's going to get used to that, playing in hostile environments wherever he's going to be. So I think it'll help him in that race. I do think he's in pole position, and I think this strengthens that position, but I'm not quite ready to lock him in, Luke, sorry.
So it's another week where Stevie's done absolutely nothing with his squad or his 11.
It's a bit of a theme the last few, isn't it?
What's closest? You locking somebody in or you unlocking somebody who's in the 11 right now? Still question marks over a couple of players that are injured.
Yeah, great question, actually. I would say I'm more likely to lock somebody else in than unlock, just because I'm feeling very confident that the players that I have locked will be starting, assuming that they're fit. And as you mentioned, Luke, you've got Bombito and Johnson with reasonably serious injuries, so we don't know for sure how they're going to come back, if they're going to re-injure that or something else, and if they're going to have the form. So it's going to take a bit of time. But if Johnson's fit and Bombito's fit, far and away they're in the starting 11. They've got too much quality to leave them out. So I'm going to assume that the way these guys are, how fit they are, that they're going to come back as strong as they were before the injuries. So, yeah, I'm going to keep them in at the minute, and I'll probably start to lock others in the new year.
OK, well, we finished this week with a bizarre story from Italy. Stevie never had this kind of a problem at any of his clubs. Reports suggesting Jonathan David is an isolated figure in the Juventus dressing room, and he wasn't invited to some team dinners. Since Juve players have dismissed those rumours on social media recently, they've posted photos alongside the Canadian striker and manager Spalletti laughing off the situation, joking that David grated Parmesan cheese on his seafood pasta, so they didn't invite him again. Never a problem for Stevie, who is always the main figure in the parties.
I was usually organising them.
He's the organiser. OK, thanks for watching Race for the Roster. We'll see you again in 2026.